I'm inherently bad. I'm inherently going to be really bad at doing this, and I don't have the same skills as other people, and there's nothing I can do about it because I've been told my whole life that there's something wrong with me. And so to me, that was just like a perfect encapsulation of that feeling of like someone finally being like, you are not less worthy than everyone else, and I'm going to confront you with your fears, very viscerally.
Life a la Latina presenta Socialiciando. Sí, Socialiciando. Con Alicia Civita.
Oi, Barbie, tudo bem?
Tudo bem com você?
Muito bem. Eu falo portunhol, então eu acho que vai ser inglês, espanhol, português.
Eu também falo português com inglês toda hora, português.
Mas você não fala portunhol?
Eu falo um pouquinho de espanhol, eu posso falar um pouquinho, mas não. Só do México, eu tô em uma tequila, uma coisa assim, aí posso falar um pouquinho mais de espanhol, mas agora não.
No, I'm just kidding. I learned to speak Portuguese because my dad is from the north of Spain, is close to Portugal. So the dialect is similar. And then I spent 3 months in Rio, and then I married a Brazilian American. So
There you
there you
go.
go.
You have the Portuguese in you, baby.
Exactly. And talking about that, I'm very excited to see more and more Brazilian American actors, producers, directors coming up in our screens. I wanted, and you were to me one of the pioneers of this new batch. Do you guys talk? Do you guys find it important to increase representation and do for the younger kids what you didn't have on the screens when you were growing up in the US?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of the Brazilians, like very, very busy girls, the Brazilian actresses. So, whenever I get to see them in person, we always are like, very connected, like Cami Mendez and, all the girls. It's really cool. And I also was really cool in LA too. There's like a lot of like Latino, like talent is here. So I just went to like La Cena, which was like a lot of Latinos. There was this movie that was directed by a Brazilian man, that was like showing clips there. And it's really cool because you get to kind of meet everyone and see all these incredible Latino actors and producers and Hollywood people, and you get to kind of like have like you get to like kind of see your idols and also talk to them about just what it means to be there. So it's been really cool.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I know some Brazilian American kids that see you and they feel that because of you, they could be there as well. So I
Oh,
hope you
yeah, of
take
course.
it in. It's part
That's
of
great.
the journey that I think it's important. Something else that seems very important to me is that you chose to executive produce Bob Trevino and act on it, but executive produce. I want to know, do you see yourself working a lot behind the camera? And did it surprise you? I know you've done music videos, you've directed a little bit. So I want to know how you feel about that.
I would not consider myself to have directed anything. Those were like when I was a kid, I like directed those. So I'm like, I haven't directed anything. It's a clean slate for me. But I definitely do. I think, I've been really lucky that a lot of the people that I work with, I've been very collaborative with. I have a lot of ideas and I'm always saying them and, pitching them and hearing out people, especially when you're the lead actor in a movie, you're in the film 99% of the time. So you kind of you get a really deep, intimate look into what the story is, and everyone really respects that, which has been really cool. So stepping into the producer role um was like daunting. Like I was just like, uh oh, like am I gonna do it wrong? Am I gonna do something? What exactly does that entail? But it really came naturally because it just meant like an effortless collaboration of always checking in on with each other and always like making sure that it was good for the story. And Tracy did a really good job of just always checking in with us and talking and having conversations about things. And so it just felt like it was it naturally worked out.
Well, I think you like to be kind of a leader, maybe.
Sure, I can do it. I also could. I mean, listen, I also love like taking a step back and just chilling too, you know?
Okay.
I can do I love an ensemble. I'll do whatever the job asks for, I'm there.
The scenes with John, some of them are hilarious, but they're always are pulling at your heart. Is there one scene filming that you particularly keep close either to your memory because it was hilarious or close to your heart because was difficult or it was moving?
Yeah, I think my favorite scene in the whole movie is probably the puppy scene when they go into the shelter. I always whenever someone asks me about this, I always have the same answer, but there's just something about um it being written that the feeling it being put into a scene, the feeling of everything you touch is wrong, you're inherently a bad person, and you don't know why, but you just been treated that way your whole life. And so you can't have things that other people can. So like having a puppy is like outside of Lily's scope. Cause I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, everyone else can have a dog, but I can't because I can't take care of anything because I'm
Because her life, yeah.
yeah, I can't take anything. I am inherently bad. I'm inherently going to be really bad at doing this, and I don't have the same skills as other people, and there's nothing I can do about it because I've been told my whole life that there's something wrong with me. And so to me, that was just like a perfect encapsulation of that feeling of like someone finally being like, you are not less worthy than everyone else, and I'm going to confront you with your fears, very viscerally, very like, you know, it's just an act of love that I don't think Lily has ever had before, and it just like it's just a very layered scene. As cute as it is, it's very layered.
I'm gonna go personal. If you don't feel comfortable, feel free. But I'm a yo-yo weight change person. And I felt that what you described when I'm my heaviest,
Mhm.
that people don't, they treat you differently. They treat you like there are things that are not for you. And definitely your worth, you see in the eyes of the person how your worth changes depending on how skinny or more heavier you are. Did you ever find this? And do you think maybe it's why you relate so much to the scene? Because to me, that was powerful in that regard.
Yeah, I think with Lily, it was more of like her parents are just so, you know, I grew up in a way where I was just told that like every reaction, every emotion that I have is wrong. And you know, of course, then that adds everything else in that you have insecurities about. But what I really think it is just that the when you're told that you are a bad kid because of X, Y, and Z, whatever it
Yes.
is, you know, no, if there's no reason for it, if there's it just makes you think that you have that you ruin everything, that everything you do is ruined. And so that's really more of where that comes from because it's something about like, you know, her dog, Charlie, and her dad taking it away from her and telling her that she doesn't know how to take care of a dog just because she's a kid and she like was dancing with it, you know, little things like that that really made her feel like she, you know, can kill something, like something so like innocent and beautiful, like you can abuse, you can kill, like there's something about that. So I think it's more of the upbringing of having a chaotic household, and of course, like, everything else, obviously, like, feeds into it, but yeah, that's where
Okay. Talking about death and stuff, did I read right that you're gonna do a horror movie?
oh, I already did, I actually shot it before Bob Trevino.
Really?
Yeah.
What's more fun?
What's more fun? I don't think either of them were very, they're both fun.
No, for you to film, for you to film.
For me to film, fun is a crazy word because one of them I was like screaming and crying and like, you know, whatever. I'm not going to spoil it. And then the other one I'm screaming and crying for other reasons. I would say that to be for fun, I think it was fun to be in New Orleans for the horror movie because I love New Orleans. Not that I don't love Kentucky. I love Kentucky too, but New Orleans is like such a cool place. So I had a lot of fun being in New Orleans for 2 months.
It really is. And finally, what is a Brazilian meal dish that most people wouldn't know about and that you love?
Ah, mexido. I just love like Okay, abishidos is like when it's like a bunch of everything just together. But then the mineiros, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but Brazilians, please do, please. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but mineiros also have like just like a very specific mexido that's like has like it's like crunchy and has like everything in the fridge, and it's just like oh, it's amazing. I like think about it all the time.
Uh, ya saben, tenemos que probar. A gente tem que experimentar
Tem que
o
experimentar,
mexido
mexido.
de Minas.
É.
And of course, I would even go and say and buy the movie, but Trevino likes it because now we don't own our media. And I mean, we tried to do a collection in my house. I mean, I'm a prepper. I always think the world is going to end and we need our media. So, and I think that it's a movie that you need to have because it does bring something amazing, and it spears conversations, and I think that's so important.
Oh,
So, and you're
I
there.
thank you. I appreciate it.
I hope to see you soon.